Okay, that's play. Okay, so we've done our. So we've just done 4 weeks of hips, all right? So let's not forget the hips. So we are going to employ a little bit in this today, certainly with the hip flexors. But I guess what I need for the next 4 weeks, we're going to be looking at extending the spine. So back bends, and with that, don't worry, you are not going straight into a wheel or anything like that, you're not going crazy. But what we're doing, we're extending the spine. So what that means, the posterior chain is being strengthened, while the anterior chain, the front, is being it's gaining flexibility, all right? So those people who are keyboard warriors, like me, you find yourself hunched over, you can start developing kyphosis, a condition called kyphosis, where your thoracic spine starts to round up, and so it looks like that, rather than just, you know, nice and small curving, all right? So what I'm going to do over the next 4 weeks is counteract that, meaning all these are going to be brought back. Meanwhile, all these muscles here, your rhomboids, your traps, your erector spinae, your serratus are all going to be kind of strengthened. But I'm not going to forget the hips, I'm not going to forget what you've done, and equally, we can't just strengthen the whole back and then not the front, because that's crazy, right? So in yoga, you have to counteract that pose, because not a lot of people do back bends these days, do they, right? We're all kind of hunched over. So if I start going like that, you're like, my spine's hurting it. You know, I'm not used to this range of movement. So then I'm going to counteract it as well and make sure that the front is equally strengthened by doing planks, by doing chaturanga, etc. All right? But today's Pitasana is going to be upward dog. All right? So for those who think, I can already do that, nice one. I am going to give you some teaching points, all right? Because it is seen as a basic pose for some, but actually, we're going to really go through it today, and you're going to kind of work out, actually, some new things. So, this is our cobra. We're just going to bring those hips up, okay? But you probably don't notice my bum clenching. If you did, that would be a bit weird, but anyway. My thighs, my bum is all clenching, as well as my core, okay? And my shoulders are back, but I am in that extension of the spine. So last, I please urge you, please do not hyperextend. If you cannot hyperextend, if you cannot extend that far back, please, all you need to do is bend your arms, all right? Or put something there so you're supported, like your blocks. I've given everyone a block. I might have to nick yours to show something. And you've got no blocks, have you? Okay. We'll work it out, don't worry. You only need your blocks for later, all right? And it's a nice, easy one, so we'll work it out. All right, cool. Sorry for going on, waffling on a bit there. It's nice to kind of know what we did. All right? Okay, so let's come into our easy pose, or hero, whatever pose you want. As a seated pose, that we're going to stay here on ground. Okay? So, what I would like you to do is get your sit bones on the earth as per normal. Come into your easy pose. So, however that might happen. Alright? Use your blocks if you need to. Alright. Oh, I've got straps to give out, but it's not till the end, so don't worry about it. Alright. take a nice big deep inhale as you do. Lengthen up the spine and take your shoulder blades back and down on the exhale. And I'd like you to just come into a nice relaxed pose. Yeah, that's all working for you today. Okay. Bring your hands onto your knees, palms faced up. Bring your forefinger and thumb together if that's what you wish. If not, just keep your palms there. I'd like you to connect with your breath and breathe nice and deeply into your belly. Making sure there's nice room in between your ears and your shoulders as well. Nice deep breaths. And anything that's, if you feel any tension in your body, just breathe it out. Breathe it out. Something's happened today. Just breathe it out. Alright, what I'd like you to do now is connect to your emotions and your kind of mind and how you're really feeling right now. And if you feel a little bit meh, you can use the breath to kind of bring more positivity. And remember the resource that I give you. You can think of something that you really love, you find enjoyment out, or you're grateful for. And if you feel quite happy, bring that with you, bring that energy. And when you breathe in with a smile on your face, because our body language changes everything. And as you breathe out with a smile. Even if your boss has annoyed you today. Okay, continue until you're in a place where you are peaceful. You can concentrate solely on this session. Okay. Now with this, set your intention for the session. And when we're ready, we're going to inhale, bring our arms up to the sky, bring our palms up, bring the energy in and down into your heart center. Looking down, getting stretching back the neck. Inhale up. And exhale down. Breathing out any crap, anything you don't want, anything unnecessary. Inhale with a smile. Bringing that energy in, and then exhale. Okay. And we're just going to drop our hands onto our knees and then inhale look up. As we then exhale down to the right ear to the right shoulder, and just feel that stretching inside of you. Try not to bring your shoulders up. Inhale, rise, exhale. Inhale, rise, exhale down the other side. Inhale, rise, exhale down. Other side. Alright, now just circle your head. And then go the other way. Okay, lovely. And if you'd just like to open your eyes, if you do have them closed, so what I would like you to do is put your hands behind your head. And what we're going to do, you're going to also work on your muscles around your throat, the front and the back. So this is how you work on the back. You're going to press your head press your hands into your head. Okay? And you might feel the rhomboids at the back, muscles in your head, and relax them. Okay, next thing, if you want to work on the front, grab your fist and just place it on your forehead. And all we're going to do is press into our hand, a little bit strange over it, and then we're going to press our head into our hands as well. Looking up, and you should feel, if you just touch the front of your neck, you should feel those muscles come strengthening or engaged. Okay? Alright. And we're going to relax there. So that's just to show you how we can strengthen. Okay. We're going to inhale, take the arms up to shoulder height, and then lateral flex to the right. Making sure our posture is right. Inhale up, exhale to the side. Bending into that elbow, making sure your sit bones are still left on the earth. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale down, and last one on the other side. And just feel that stretch in the side body, so our lats and our serratus muscles there. Okay, inhale, take the arms up. We're going to now rotate round to the left, to the right. Inhale up, rotate round to the left. Making sure, continue this, making sure that you're just rotating at the torso and not your whole body. Okay, come onto your hands and knees. So, make sure everything is stacked as normal. So this is your first kind of extension of the spine. Remember, spread the fingers out, dip the pinkies in. Inhale, we're going to bring the belly down to the earth. We're going to engage the belly still. And then exhale to cat pose. Rounding up the spine. Bringing the belly in. Then exhale. Let's come to a neutral spine, because what I want to do, I've got to show you. What I want you to do is engage your core. So by knowing that you've engaged the core, you're kind of forcing your ribs down and your pelvic floor up towards your ribs. So you can really feel that engaging. I know it's kind of, you're not doing it, like it's not really happening, but you're kind of forcing that engagement. Okay, once again, inhale down to cow pose. Exhale to cat, and still keep that engagement of the core. Inhale down. It's really important to keep that core engaged when you're doing back bends or extension of the spine. Okay. Alright, and come to a neutral spine. Bring your right knee up to your right elbow. We're going to take your leg out to the side. We're going to straighten up the leg. See? Bend it back and then come down. Take it out to the side. Straighten up and then back down. And keep your leg nice and firm. One more. Your body nice and firm. Alright, lovely. Turn your attention to the left. Coming up with the elbow, out to the side, kick, in, and then round. Up to the elbow, out to the side, kick, in, round. Last one, up to the side, out, kick, ooh, kick, round, one. Alright, we're going to come back, because we're going to be up on our ankles, or extending our ankles. I'd like you to just come back. So if this is your flexibility, absolutely stay there. If you can, just bring your knees up slightly, only if you can. If you're a bit weirded out by it, forget about it. Okay? Because sometimes it's like, well, I'm not used to this. And if you want to strengthen your ankles, you could bring your hands up. But if not, have a little muck around. Might feel a bit of popping. As long as it's not hurting, you'll be right. Alright. And keep it down, or you're not getting cramp. Okay. Tuck the toes under, so let's counteract that. Tuck the toes under, just come up. Could be on the wrist a little bit today, okay? So, and at any stage, if you're feeling like my wrists are hurting, just go back into child's pose or come up like this, have a little kind of shade. Equally, if you feel like your spine needs a bit of flexion, just come into cow pose or child's. Okay, on that note, let's come into our downward dogs. Take your socks off. And press in, press down onto the edge, spread the fingers, come up onto your, bring your knees off the ground, and then nice and slowly bring the hips nice and high until your heels go down to the earth. Make room in between your ears and your shoulders. So shoulders back and down. Engage the core, looking up. And if you can, push away from the ground so your chest is being moved towards your thighs, okay? And that's opening up the under your arms, all right? Got a lot of muscles going on down there. And if you want, just pressing into your, bend your knees, just have a little play, you know. This is entirely up to you, just see how you're feeling down the dog, where you need a little bit of work or mobility, and do so. Okay, alright, we're going to start to walk forwards towards our hands. Into a half fold. So as we're in half fold, make sure your shoulders are back, and core is engaged. And then as we inhale, when we exhale, we're going to come down into our forward fold. And just put a bend in the knees, because what I'd like you to do is bring your chest to your thighs. And if your legs are straight and you can't quite get your chest to your thighs, that's an indication you need to kind of bend in, alright? But remember, the energy is coming up, out your root chakra, okay? That energy, so hips are nice and high, so you're getting that stretch in the hamstrings. Alright, nice and easy, coming up vertebrae by vertebrae, rounding up the spine, all the way up, extending your hands above, exhale, hands to heart center. Come into your Tadasana. Okay, what I would like you to do in your Tadasana now is, first of all, ground yourself. So make sure you feel all corners of your feet on the earth. Tuck your tailbone in, bring your shoulder blades back and down. Next thing, core. We're going to pull these two together, not so much that you're rounding your spine, you've still got your shoulders back, but you're kind of imagining that's coming up and this is being pushed down, and equally bringing the core in. So notice, I know it probably feels a bit weird, but notice when I just let go. Okay? And then coming up. The posture is so much different. I've got this engaged, this engaged, this engaged. Okay. All to protect the skeletal system. Okay. Inhale, bring your arms. What we're going to do, hinge at the hips, we're going to go 90 degrees down. Okay, so put bend in your knees if you need to. We're going to stay here for a breath. This is called your 90-degree angle pose. Then we're going to inhale. As we exhale, we're going to fall into a forward fold. Coming up into a half fold, plant the palms down. We're going to step back in our plank. Okay, as we're in our plank, we're going to come forward onto the tips of our toes. We're going to take the knees down, the chest down. Notice where my elbows are. Elbows are going backwards and my hands are by my ribs. Okay? Move your hands down, slide your hands forward into Sphinx pose. Lock the elbows in, remember the core. And then come back into downward dog. We're going to slide the hands back, come push up, via the knees if you need to, and then come into our downward. Alright, and just walk the heels a little bit more. Alright, and as we walk forward, nice and slowly, pressing those heels down, where you can, place a bend in the legs, in the knees, until you get to a point where you can rise into a half fold. And then exhale, fall forward fold. Remember the core.
Alright, and coming up vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way up.
Exhale, hands to hearts on. To Dasana. So that was our first one, nice and easy, nice and slowly. Next, inhale, rise. Exhale down, the 90-degree angle, so we're coming down, holding it for a breath. You're parallel, the body's parallel to the earth, looking down, shoulders back. Inhale, as we exhale, come down.
Remember, engage the core on that one. You should feel the strength in the back. Inhale up to half fold. Exhale, plant the palms down, step back into a plank. Okay, we're going to come forward onto our tippy toes and then down into chaturanga, but take the knees down, the chest and the chin. And then what we're going to do is release the hips and then come up slightly for small cobra. Okay? And then down, coming up onto the knees, into our downward dog. Lovely. If you want, if you're happy, you don't have to come to your knees. If you want to go straight down, please do so. Inhale, let's take that left leg up to the sky. Bring it through, stack in between your hands. Adjust if you need to. Take that left knee down. Inhale, right knee, sorry. Inhale, rise. And exhale forward. But first of all, tuck that tailbone in first, and then come through. And then every time we inhale, we're kind of rising, exhale down. And then inhale, rise, exhale, plant the palms down. And come back to a downward. Alright. Inhale, take that right leg up to the sky. Bring it all the way through, stack in between your hands. Left knee down. Inhale, rise. Tuck that tailbone in. Come forward. Remember, your knee needs to be stacked over your ankles. If you kind of coming through like this, take your time, adjust. You can always lean back a downward dog, okay? Alright. And inhale, as we exhale, plant the palms down. We're going to step forward, left to meet the right, into a half fold. Exhale, fall forward fold. And come out vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way up. Engaging that core and then back. And the buttock should be nice and tucked. Exhale, hands to heart center to Dasana. Last one. On the next inhale, we're going to chair pose. So inhale, rise. Inhale, up. As we exhale, forward, 90 degrees. Hold it, hold it. Inhale, as we exhale, come into a forward fold. Inhale, up, half forward fold. Exhale, plant the palms down and step back into plank. This time we're going to go full chaturanga. Only if you want to, please go to your knees if you need to. Engage the core, the butt, everything. Come forward, down into chaturanga. Inhale, rise to full cobra. Exhale, back to downward dog. So use your core strength, bring your hips high, or go down. Inhale, take that left leg up to the sky, bring it all the way through, stack in between our hands. We're going to go into a high lunge, so let's get that weight balanced first and then we rise. Then what we're going to do, as we exhale, we're going to tuck that tailbone in. You might see a bend in that right knee, okay? And you should feel that in the hip flexors. Nice. Okay, inhale, rise, exhale, plant the palms down, come back into plank. Once again, on your tippy toes, come forward into chaturanga, inhale, rise to cobra. Please stick to baby cobra, okay, if you need to, or sphinx pose, alright? They're all doing the same thing, and back to downward dog before you think. Alright, inhale, right leg up to the sky. Bring your foot through, sack in between your hands. Let's get the weight shifted between the front and the rear foot first before coming back. As we exhale, tuck that tailbone in. Nice and strong. Engage that core as well, okay? If you can put slight extension of the spine in. That's entirely up to you. Inhale, as we exhale, plant the palms down, step through, left to meet the right, into a half fold. Exhale, full forward fold. And we're going to come up vertebrae. No, we're not, we're coming up into a chair. So, rise up into your chair. Make sure you've got room between the ears and the shoulders. And then inhale. Exhale, hands to Tadasana. Take on some water if you need it. Now, a bit later on, we're going to go through Cobra a little bit into more detail. Okay, so while you're resetting yourself, having a drink, first moves start off in our chair. All the way on the left leg, coming up, back into your warrior three. Coming back, chair, opposite. A bit like the Karate Kid, isn't it? Okay, so then we've got a bit of planking. Bit of planking. Oh dear. Oh, bit of frog pose as well, but anyway, that's by the way. Okay, if you're happy, come back into your Tadasana. Always feel the feet, tuck the tailbone and bring your shoulder blades back and down. Core, butt, thighs, engage. Okay, so remember, as I said, inhale, we're going to sweep down into our chair pose. We're going to hold our chair pose for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put all the weight on the right leg. You're going to come upwards with the left knee bent. Take it back into our warrior three. So you can either take your arms out to the side or out to the front, hands to heart center, whatever you wish to do, whatever is good for you, even, okay? So, feel the heat in your right, pick a point on the floor. If you are fine and you're happy where you are, square off the hips. Okay, and coming upwards again into our chair pose. For 5, 4, 3. Bring your, if we raise our hands upwards, what I would like to see is not to go down too much, but come upwards so your hands are back, are in line with your ears, okay? We don't always need to go back. Okay, plant all the way on the left foot, rise up with your right foot and then back into one. Nice. So this is strengthening the front of your legs, equally strengthening the backs of your right hamstring and your back. Okay, so certainly your back, and that was the same with chair pose. Okay, and what we're going to do is rise up again, coming up in extended mountain, come down, hinge at the hips, hold on to that core, you feel that in the upper back again. And inhale, as we exhale, come into a forward fold and just rest for a couple of breaths in the forward fold. Place a bend in your knees if you need to. Remember, your hips nice and high. Alright. And I'll come up into a half fold. Plant your palms down. We're going to step back into our plank. Alright, I'm going to do something a bit strange here. Alright? Go with it. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. But what we're going to do is come forward onto our tippy toes and see if we can come forward on the toes, on the fronts of the toes. You might want to adjust your hands. And then what we're going to do is go back again. I can go forward, not back. So I'm just going to go roll back like that. But rolling those feet, feels weird. I'm just giving you an opportunity to see how it feels. Okay, right. But please, please put your knees down if you ever need to. All right. We're going to go down into chaturanga, so come up onto your toes, down to chaturanga, and we're going to release to the earth. Please, please put your knees down. If you're coming down with your hips first, you must put your knees down because you'll put pressure on the lower back, okay? Okay, what I would like you to do is take the left hand, bend it, but so it's your forearms parallel with the front of the mat. Then what we're going to do is press up with the right hand, so you're extending the spine. You're going to bring your right leg up. You're going to take your hand out in front, out to the side, thumb faced up. You're going to then grab hold of the inner, go to the inner part of the foot, wrap around. We're then going to turn forward with the right shoulder. We're then going to bring that left arm up, so your elbow's facing upwards. This is your half frog, okay? Half frog. Inhaling, pushing out into your hand, and then exhaling, bring it to your bum. Continue doing that for a couple of breaths. As you can imagine, this can get harder. If you want it a little bit harder, on your left hand, come up, so you're like so. Woo. Yeah, let's stay down here. All right, but I'm just giving you a bit of progression there. All right, what I'm going to ask you to do is release. Bring your hands by your ribs, push up into plank. Remember your knees. Take your knees down, and we're going to go into cow pose. So press up, cat pose even. Press up, just to counteract that pose. Okay, and come to a neutral spine. What we're going to do is take that right foot forward, so you're bent, got your knees bent. Inhale, rise, and as we exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Okay, so as best as you can, bring that right shoulder backwards. Breathe in, nice and easy. All right, and come forward. Go into downward dog. So press the hands down, come back into downward dog. I'm going to do a little vinyasa, so come up onto your toes, into your plank, come down into chaturanga, inhale, rise to cobra, or small cobra, exhale back to downward dog. All right. I was wrong, but anyway, come up onto your toes, come into plank, lower your body into chaturanga. That's what I was meant to do, release the body to the earth. Bring your right arm, as it was with the left, rise up with the torso, bend the left leg, take your palm out to the front, out to the side, inside of your foot. Okay, get comfortable, bring your left shoulder round to the front, and then your left elbow, or so your hand kind of comes up onto your toes, and your left elbow is kind of up in the sky. All right. I'm just going to come down because I see a few people just, and then what? Continue breathing. Continue breathing into that leg.
Yeah.
So, keep moving to the side a little bit more. Keep it calm. That's fine. Keep it calm. Only releasing there. If you're kind of struggling to get up in that position, sometimes it's really good to roll up a towel or something to place on your hips at the front, and that kind of brings you up. I just hold this. You're going to turn that round. Right, release. Rise up. Please go to your knees if you need to. Bring your knees down and then counteract that. And then the cat pose. And come to neutral spine. Take that left leg through in between your hands. Inhale, rise. And twist to the left. Cool. So what that's doing is just counteracting. Remember on these twists, you've got to really engage that core, okay? What you don't want to be doing is twisting you spine in the direction without engaging the muscles. Okay, come back through, put your hands down. You're going to come back into a downward dog. Alright. Okay. Inhale, take that left leg up to the sky. Bring it all the way through, stack in between your hands. You're going to go into a low lunge, so take that right knee down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, rise. We're just going to bring our hands to our hips, tuck the tailbone in. So if you're upright like this, absolutely. If not, you can progress and come forward slightly. You're going to do exactly the same with the leg, what we did with the frog pose. So take that right hand out in front, out to the side, bend that right leg up, grab hold of the inside, and then we're going to turn it so the fingers are up. Now, if that's not with you today, by tucking that tailbone in is all you need to go to. That's just extra, okay? Remember that. You can tuck the tailbone in and see if you can come forward a little bit, coming up, forward a little bit. If you have your hands, if you foot in your hands, just keep pressing out on the inhale, pressing in on the exhale. Make sure your shoulders are forward. If you want a little bit more, you could take that front leg out slightly and bring your hips in forward. Got it? Okay, remember all this is doing is stretching off the psoas, the hip flexors and the quads, okay? To get you, to help you into that extended spine. Alright, and release there. We're going to go into the next one, so come back into your downward dog as best as you can, however you can. We'll meet the downward dog and then a couple of breaths here. Inhale, take that left leg up to the sky. Oh no, right leg up to the sky. Bring it all the way through, stuck in between your hands. Take that left knee down. Inhale, rise. Tuck the tailbone in. If this is what you've got, you are still getting that stretch, okay? There's no point going past that motion and really, it's hurting. So, for those who want to go one further, take your hand out, bring that left leg up, on the inside, and then we're going to twist it. Make sure that left shoulder's forward. And continue pressing in, and then on the exhale, come up. In, exhale. And as you do that, you press forward with your hips as well. But remember, go to whatever you have the range of motion to do, alright? Remember, every little thing is working, okay? Alright. Okay, release. We're going to do a bit of a warrior series. So, first of all, just go back into your child's pose, counteract that. Rest for 3 breaths, come up for a bit of water if you need to, or just remain there for 5. Rise up into tabletop. we're going to come into your downward dog. So if you want a quick bit of water, go for it, but we'll meet you in downward dog, okay? Alright, so we're going to go through a bit of a warrior series now. So let's take that left leg up to the side. Put a bend in the knee, bringing it all the way through. Let's stick in between the hands. Warrior 2, so take that right foot out. Balance the weight and then push up into wild dog. Alright. Forward, turn the palm backwards. Reverse warrior. Looking up at the palm. Getting that stretch in the side body. Alright, inhale, come back to warrior 2. Let's take our hands behind our backs, stretch the hands down, so we're interlocking the hands, stretch down, and then we're going to go into humble warrior. So all the way on the front foot, or no, equal weight, still, we're going to bring that torso down. So, remember, bend into that front leg. Bring your hands up as far as you can. And then inhale, rise, so bring your hands down first, rise up into warrior 2. Lovely. Coming into our low lunge. We're going to come back into downward dog. Take that right leg up to the side. And then come through, stacking in between our legs. Warrior 2. So, inhale, rise. Same. Forward, turn the palm, reverse. Giving that stretch in the side body, the lats, serratus. Alright, coming up into warrior 2. Take your palms together, press down, open up the heart, and then nice and easy, we're going to bend, hinge at the hips, coming into our humble warrior, however that looks. It's up to you if you want to go a bit further and do a bind, but I think we're comfortable with the other. Okay. Alright, bring your hands down, rise up, warrior 2, into a low lunge, back to downward dog. Alright, and come onto our knees in tabletop. Alright, we're going to kind of bring it down a little bit. Is it possible for your blocks? Yeah. Now, sorry, come back onto your things, it's fine. What I'd like you to do is just come onto your sitting bones. And if you have a block, place your block. If you have 2, that's great. You place one near the end of the mat, and then this is about a bit of test and adjust, alright? You've got to bring your bum to the block, hold on to it, alright? You're going to lean back onto the block. So really, this should be by your thoracic spine, and this one should be on your shoulders, okay? So, I only used one block this morning, so you might want to use that one slightly. Ugh. I tell you what, let's just bring that from the center. That's it. And then, if you can, take your hands up. Now you're probably thinking, yeah, whatever. If you've only got one block, what I'd like you to do is just place this on the shoulders, in between the shoulders, and then just come back and you'll let yourself just relax. If you want to, come back like so. I will come round, don't you worry. I will come round. So, what? Sound. Why? It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel in this position because we don't get this position all the time. Now, what some people will probably do is sit
those strategies have the blocks lengthwise. If you find it better to have it widthwise, so I'm going to okay, I've got you, alright? It's about testing and adjusting. And then put that there if you want. Okay? So you could use your blocks however you see fit. Cool. I could come round now and just maneuver them. But just see what is good for you, okay? That's right. Place that on the back of your neck. And then it may be weird, but that's because we've never not been in this position. Okay, so that's just a little taster. Equally, if your arms can't touch the mat, it might be under the arms and the pecs might be a little bit, alright? Now, do you remember when I said about the boy dancers? That would be really good exercise for getting that flexibility under the arms. Okay, if you'd like to come up, I'm going to seated forward fold. We're just going to counteract that. But before you go into your forward fold, make sure you flesh your parts of back. Engage the core, inhale, rise, and imagine as you're coming down, you're bringing the hips through first. So if your hands go down first, that's it, all right? Come down via, and all you're doing is imagining there's a rope just in front of you that you are bringing down, and flex. Flex the feet up. If you are rounding up your spine at this moment, it's not too bad because you're counteracting the last pose. However, forward fold is usually having a nice hamstring stretch, alright? So, I'm not too bothered how it goes at the moment. Alright, take 3 more breaths there. And then we're going to do a bit of reverse planking. Alright, so inhale, rise. Take your hands behind you. You're going to come up, bring your hips nice and high in a reverse plank. If you're not content with this, bend your leg, bend your knees, and you come into a reverse table. Your pinkies should be facing your butt inwards. So if your hands are out the back like that, turn them inwards. Alright? And if you want, like, I can hold this for a breath. Hold it. Come back down. Come back up. And what this is really doing is the posterior chain is getting really, really good strengthening. Alright. Bring your butt down. We're going to turn to the right. Take your hand by the middle of your butt. Turn and come into our side plank. Now, see your knee, inside knee, your right knee, bring it down, but it's not in line with your hips, it's just in line with your knees, so you're still getting the benefit. I promise you, you're still getting the benefit, alright? But what I would like you to do is raise that right hip up and that left hip, alright? I know, okay, and release there. Come to the ground, we're going to go into reverse plank again. So just shake off your wrists. Take your hands to the back. Remember, bend the knees if you need to. If you're happy going into reverse plank, please lift up. Now what we're doing here, we're not just allowing the body to relax. We're engaging the core, the butt, the thighs. So it's keeping us nice and high. Okay? For 3, 2, 1. Lower. Turn to the left. Plant your palm down, stack your feet. Come up into our side plank. I'm just clenching my butt, I'm clenching the sides. It's quite warm tonight, isn't it? Alright. And lower down. Just shake off the wrists,
All right. We are going to swing round. This is where you need your straps. Okay, so your straps should be shoulder width, but you're not going to put them on just yet. Keep them to the side. Come down into seat position. Lying position on the front. I'm sure there's a word for it. Okay, now grab hold of your strap, put it across your back, above your elbows. All right, not too tight where you just like, your elbows should still be in line. If they're forced backwards, just undo it a little bit. But we're going to do this a couple of times, so if you need to readjust, just join in whenever. Hands should be at the ribs. And then what we're going to do is inhale. What we're going to do is clench the core. So your core's kind of being pushed upwards. Hips have been pushed into the ground. And you're going to raise your torso up without your hands first. So raise your torso up as high as it can go. I'm going to stay there. Notice, have a quick feel of your lower back and your butt. It's really, should be solid, so you've really got that engaged. And then what we're going to do is rise up with our hands, and what should be happening here now is that your shoulders should be back, and this is how you should be. If it's too tight, just readjust. Honestly, readjust. But it shows you when you come down into chaturanga, that's where your elbow should be, not out to the side, okay? So then you're ready to go up into our cobra. Now, your anterior body should be nice and loose now because we've been doing a lot of flexibility. Okay, just come down so you're not like knackered. All right. We're now going to go into our up dog, so just shake your wrists off. Okay, so plant your hands down, engage the core, engage the buttocks, engage the thighs. What we're going to do is bring the torso up, just using our lower back, and then the rest of it pushing up. Okay, next thing we're going to do is push away from the ground and just bring your thighs up off the floor. Okay? And you should be looking up. Feel that in the shoulders, right? Okay. I think mine were a bit too tight. But notice how it's not just about the back, it's about arm strength as well, okay? But first of all, it comes from the back. So, you should be on the fronts of your feet, alright? We should be on the fronts of our feet, so we're engaging the core, bring the hips, the thighs off the ground, and then you should be bringing your knees up, okay? Notice why you have to engage that core. Release the core. I bet you're feeling that in your lower back now. Always engage. Right, come back into child's pose, give yourself a break. Well done. So, that pose that we thought was rather simple is kind of a bit cheeky, a little bit cheeky. All right, we're going to go into a bit of a supine twist, so we can counteract those moves. If you would like, you can round off the spine by going into cat pose if you really do want to. Another pose for child, if you want a resting pose, is to do a rabbit. So all that is putting the top of the head and it's just rounding that spine. Alright? Okay. So when you're ready, come up, come into a seated position. Okay. So you've got a little bit of balance in. You're going to come into your boat pose. As I said, we've always got counteract. Don't want to be strong on the back and not on the front. So Okay, inhale as we exhale, and down, lower, 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 lower. And the lower back should be coming to the earth first. Okay, release yourself. Bring your left leg up. Take your right arm on the outside of your left knee. Leaving your shoulders on the ground so you take your left arm out. Just maneuver your knees over to the right side. Oh, good. Please use your blocks on your knee if you would like to support your knee, your left knee. Okay. Okay. So this is the start of that bend. I'm just going to stay here for another 30 seconds. And I might just come round. Lower to yeah. Nice early. What I would do in sort of future for a bit of housekeeping, if you have your blocks to the front of the mat, then you avoid this kind of, you would like stretch. Press that down. Just trying to give you that so that you really want that as much as alright, so we're going to come up. Come up into the push extend the left leg down, move the right leg up. Put your left hand on the outside of your right knee. And then when you're ready, take that left and right hand when you're ready. What I would advise is to look over your right shoulder as well. And it kind of, I guess, forcing that right. So on this one, if you do feel tight, you might do your glutes, medius minus, but it could potentially be your IC band. So it might be worth, kind of getting into your pigeon a little bit more often. Is it running? Oh, of course it is. If you run, your IC band will know about it. Also, this is doing QL, the muscles at the bottom corners of your back. Alright. And we're going to come upwards. Give yourself, let's go into a bit of a happy baby, or just bring your knees to the chest. And just do a little bit. But what I'd like you to do is really press that lower back into the air, alright? So however you do that, that's it. Your knees, you can circle your knees. Alright? So, when you are ready, please relaxation. So, please get on your comfortable clothes, get your pillows out, lower your blocks. That's what they're there for. If you want, you could go into that extended bobbing. So we've got 5 minutes now. Let your whole body just go limp, relax. Bring your legs out to the sides, take your feet out, your hands, palms faced up. Do a little body scan, just see if there's any tension going on in the body. If there is, use your breath. And what I'd like to do is nice deeply breathe into. Okay. Now just let your whole body completely relax. Completely relax. You don't need to think about anything. That's good. Done the whole work. Now just let your face relax. All the small muscles. And you have been working your neck, so allow that to relax fully. Allow your shoulders to come into the mat, sinking into the ground. And your ribs. And your whole spine is now completely relaxing. And your hips and your legs feel really heavy because you're just relaxing. No weight. Just let your whole body just go loose, fully.
Bring that image into your mind's eye. Does it invoke a feeling? An emotion? Where is that emotion? What's it look like? Is it something you've used before when you're feeling down and you could just bring up? What you could do now is immerse this emotion, immerse the colour, whatever it feels like, looks like. Allow it to expand through your whole body. And as you are feeling this, I would like you to bring your full thumb and finger together. And what that's doing is acting like an anchor. Make that brighter, make that bigger. Allow it to come to the top of your head, expand into your hands, expand into your feet. That image, that colour, that emotion. And then when it starts to subside, just part your finger and thumb. Take a breath, connect with your breath. And I'd like you to put your forefinger and thumb back together and see if it invokes that emotion, that image, that feeling. And it should do. And if it isn't, think of it again and continue to do that. Then next time you're feeling a bit stressed, glum, all you have to do is put your full thumb and finger together and that will come back. Okay? If it doesn't, we'll keep doing it. Or invoke an emotion that really, really means something to you. Okay, on that note, when you're ready, start moving your fingers and thumb, fingers and toes, flutter the eyelids. And then when you take your next inhale, give yourself a nice little stretch. And when you're ready, come onto your right side. Take a moment, give yourself a bit of love that you deserve. And only when you're ready, come into a seated position. Nice and easy, nice and slow. And bring your hands to heart center when you're ready. Thank you so much for coming to your mat today. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. That you've enjoyed today and just understand what it is doing for you, okay? And if you are at your desk or doing something and you notice your shoulders are rounded, bring it back and down and you should be fine. Namaste.